With rumours rife around the contract talks between Sebastian Vettel and Ferrari, we decided to take a look into the contenders for the famous Prancing Horse seat in the 2021 season alongside rising talent Charles Leclerc. Daniel Ricciardo's 2-year deal with Renault is up at the end of the year, raising some serious question marks about whether the Australian could see fit a move to Ferrari. After shocking the F1 world by leaving Red Bull for Renault in 2019, the Australian endured a disappointing maiden season at the French manufacturer, as they slipped behind midfield rival McLaren to 5th place in the Constructors' Championship. Ricciardo would have wanted to see some serious improvement from Renault this year if he was to commit to a fresh long-term deal, but with COVID-19 heavily impacting the 2020 season so far and the technical regulations frozen for another year, there is little realistic scope for Renault to close the gap to Ferrari, Mercedes and Red Bull. At 30 years of age, the questionable status of Renault means that Ricciardo does not have time on his side in his quest to win a world championship, meaning that the Aussie would certainly be keeping his options open. He has long been linked to the Scuderia and would be an attractive fit alongside Leclerc. The move would make sense and would also put him in a position in which he could surely fight for world titles. Carlos Sainz lends himself as a solid option for Ferrari to partner alongside the ever-improving Charles Leclerc. Sainz's gamble on a move to McLaren off the back of a disastrous partnership with Honda and a number of uncompetitive seasons was a massive risk, but would pay off handsomely as McLaren would enjoy their most successful season of the V6 hybrid era to date in 2019. The team would convincingly beat Renault to take the top of the midfield order and emerge as the closest threat to the top trio. In turn, Sainz was given the opportunity to underline his potential and grabbed it with both hands. A remarkably consistent and impressive campaign, topped off with a maiden podium in Brazil, enabled Sainz to secure his best ever career finish in 6th spot in the Drivers' Championship. Entering his 7th season at the age of 25, Sainz has already collected an impressive amount of experience under his belt with time still on his side. While seemingly very happy and settled at McLaren, Sainz's rising stock would have certainly caught the eye of Ferrari, and the lure of a seat at F1's most successful and famous team may prove to be an offer hard to resist for the Spaniard. Ferrari Academy graduate Antonio Giovinazzi is next on our list, a name that the team knows very well. Giovinazzi is highly thought of at Ferrari and has been on the Scuderia's books since 2016 after he finished runner-up to Pierre Gasly in GP2. Although Giovinazzi has not burst onto the F1 scene in the same kind of sensational manner that Leclerc has, he has still greatly impressed Ferrari, particularly with his efforts as a simulator driver. The Italian had a tough first half debut for his 2019 campaign at Alfa Romeo last year, but bounced back with a stronger second half of the season, often providing a match for experienced teammate Kimi Räikkönen, with one highlight including a 5th place in Brazil, Giovinazzi's best ever result. Undoubtedly, Ferrari will want to see more from Giovinazzi before considering him for a seat at Maranello in 2021, but one benefit of having the Italian would definitely be the likelihood of a harmonious driver pairing, presuming Giovinazzi would be happy to play the supporting role in order to get the chance to realise his lifelong dream. Throwing in a wild card to the mix, could Fernando Alonso capitalise on a potential Vettel departure and return to Formula 1 and Ferrari? Whilst Alonso has been out of the sport since 2018, the Spaniard is no stranger to the Scuderia after spending 4 years with the team, which saw him taking a highly uncompetitive car to 2nd place in the championship on 3 occasions. The 2-time title winner is undeniably one of F1's superstars of the last decade, and there is no question that he would be unable to compete, as proven by his participation in various motorsport events. But one would also have to question whether at the age of 38, is he considered too old to return? Added to this is his rumoured tumultuous 2014 departure from Ferrari previously. Would they really want to upset the atmosphere that they have struggled to rebuild since the Spaniard left? Particularly when a Leclerc-Alonso partnership could prove to be incredibly feisty. Prima Racing F2 driver and Ferrari Driver Academy member Mick Schumacher could be another wildcard answer to a potential Vettel departure. The 2020 Formula 2 season is make or break for the young German, after a mediocre debut season last year included only one visit to the top step at the podium in Hungary. He has shown potential at times, particularly in 2018 in his European Formula 3 championship winning campaign, which saw a resurgent Schumacher take the title in the second half of the season. The appeal to Ferrari of having the son of the legendary Michael Schumacher, their very own, line up in red alongside Leclerc could prove tempting, particularly as they seem to be open to favouring the youth after Leclerc's astonishing first season last year. But Schumacher needs to hope that a strong 2020 campaign can see his name linked to the Ferrari seat on the basis of his ability, not his surname. The German has made it clear that he is looking for a multiple-year contract, but is Ferrari willing to take that gamble after a disappointing 2019 performance? The four-time world champion has taken a total of 14 victories and finished runner-up twice since joining the Scuderia in 2015. But devastating mistakes have seen many question whether Vettel is up to the challenge of accomplishing what would be his fifth world title. Leclerc has certainly proven to be a thorn in Vettel's side too, with the two coming together in Brazil and causing headaches in Monza and Russia for the team. Despite Ferrari making it clear that keeping Vettel is their preference, some are left wondering whether Sebastian has what it takes to take the fight to Leclerc. But could last year's disappointing season and the extended 2020 break revitalise the German for a strong title campaign once we go racing? We will have to wait and see. Do you think Ferrari will extend Sebastian's contract? And if Vettel does choose to leave, who would you see fit to replace him at the Scuderia? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more motorsport content.